On Leinster, before we run out of time here, I do want to get your thoughts. How does this fit into the tale of the post-2018 years, whereby in many people's eyes they look like the best team in Europe, thereabouts? Saracens get them in Newcastle in the final of 19. Saracens get them again at the Aviva in 2020. La Rochelle last year get them. La Rochelle get them again this year when people are saying Leinster look better than ever. These big teams seem to undo Leinster, and is there a degree of Leinster being not tested in the way they would like, and then suddenly it's everyone has a plan till they get a punch in the face?
Well, they did look better, and they were a better team than last year. There's no doubt about it. They're better. If you look at the players that they've even picked, they're better. They've delivered better this year. They played a better brand of rugby than they had previously. They played a better brand of rugby later in the tournament than they have previously, but they didn't do it in the final, and that's what will sicken them. Now, there's a big part of that is La Rochelle and what they delivered, and just the raw physicality and power and aggression and nous that they showed. There's a lot of that, but we can go through. There was various times, especially in that second half, where Leinster chose the wrong option. Their skill didn't stack up. They gave away penalties where they shouldn't. They made fatigue errors, a couple of very bad errors from top players. And they didn't get into their shape. They didn't play their game.
Yeah.
So when they look over this video again, they will say, no matter what not taking away from La Rochelle, they will say, we should have won this game, and they should have.
And Rob, can I ask you, because you've been in there in more recent years, and even at the end of last season, Stuart Lancaster was saying he was welcoming the South African sides into the URC because Leinster need more tests across a year. You have been in Leinster dressing rooms where, for much of the season, things look to be going swimmingly, and then in a big European knockout game, bang, and it's wait another year. How does today fit into that theme for you?
I think it's the same theme again, isn't it? And it's only two opposition teams who have caused this club to feel like that. And you waltz through a season absolutely hosing anyone who comes in your way. There was any team along the way that gave them any sort of a challenge this year. 10 minutes into this game, we saw the exact same thing. And they came up against, a bigger, stronger side. But, Leinster didn't score a try today. And
does it feel like you're almost unprepared for these big tests when they come then?
I don't think they were unprepared.
Or else the plan isn't road tested enough against enough pressure. Like Toulouse didn't put enough pressure on them. Leicester didn't.
Listen, to some degree you can't. You can't recreate the pressure of a final. You can't recreate the pressure of the best team in Europe. There was no doubt they were the best team in Europe.
Yeah.
And we said they were the top two teams in Europe, I think, by a long way. So you can't sort of blame the fact that you're not playing that week in, week out. The idea is to peak on that day and deliver your performance and not be impinged by the fact that it is a final and that it is physical. You've got to expect that. But there's no doubt. And I think, listen, Leinster moved on from this year and in this final than they did in the semi-final last year and the quarter-final and final. So they played more like the type of play that they needed to play, but they didn't play enough of it. And it just showed if they don't deliver that full performance or close to it, then it's not good enough to win a European Cup.
And then you look the other side of the coin at La Rochelle. Their performance in the semi-final was almost laughable. And then to be able to 2 weeks later produce that type of performance on the big day in a final is impressive.